out, it was so early. Not that that was an effect in the score, but just it kind of, the guys look to him, do they not? And how big of a loss was that early in the game for the defense?
Yeah, it's a good loss. You know, he's been a young man that's really tried to be the leader in a number of ways. You know, by example, playing hard, you know, taking more pride in running full speed to the ball, which really showed up in practice, which I thought was a huge step for him. And then vocally, you know, he's such a kid that's been around here for a long time, but he really was taking a lot of pride in doing that. And then he went down, and we're going to be without him for a while. You know, a ligament injury in his wrist. It's a significant injury, and we're going to be without him for a while. And I don't even know the timetable on that, but you know, it's a shame because he worked extremely hard to prepare and get ready for the season. But he landed on it really differently and injured it. But the good thing is our guys adjusted and got better. You know, we had a little lull there at one point when I was really concerned. We talked about it. Coach Van Gorder got them over on the sideline and talked about it, and they came out and did a better job.
Coach, do you know about Cornelius Sturgill's status yet?
Yeah, he should be good to go. He had got hit in the hip, and I saw him yesterday in the locker room, and then he was in working out this morning. He should be good to go.
This week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And on the special teams, you had the kickoff for a touchdown, some gave up some long punt returns too. What did you see that you need to do better there? And I know Coach Klonakis was a big special teams coach for you. How have you adjusted with that?
Yeah, we're handling it with the staff. Everybody's coaching on it. Everybody's coaching a particular guy on it. On the kickoff return, you know, the first thing is we got to kick the ball better. He slipped and almost fell down as he was kicking the ball, so it ended up being a line drive and didn't give us an opportunity to cover real well. We did a pretty good job of adjusting to it, and then we missed 2 tackles right in the hole. You know, the 2 guys that were there, I don't know if they knocked each other off, but we missed the tackle. He made a great run. You know, can't take anything away from him because he made a great run and stayed on his feet and got it in the end zone. But we didn't do a good enough job. The punt returns hurt us, and again, some of it is the placement of the punt. And then they did a good job of holding us up, you know, and they were getting us at the line of scrimmage and holding us up and not letting us get down the field. And we have to do a better job of understanding what they're doing. And freeing each other up. That's part of punt return, is being able to pick for each other and free each other up when they're not rushing, when they're just holding you up at the line of scrimmage, and that hurt us a little bit.
With the other running backs, what did you kind of see? You mentioned Trey a little bit. What did you see with the other guys, with Colin and Day? Yeah,
I mean, Day gives us a good sense of security in throwing the football because he did a really good job of protection. He's big. He's physical. He can run the routes and catch the ball. He didn't run like Day usually runs. You know, he's more physical than that, and he can bang in there and get yards after the carry. So I thought he was a little bit tentative, and you know, I think some of that's just coming off an injury. And I thought Colin, you know, we didn't give him enough opportunities. Came in there early and made a mistake. You know, it's kind of a questionable call maybe. You know, whether he was in motion or not, but we had a guy open for a touchdown, so it ended up hurting us and upsetting us. So we probably got him out of the game too soon, maybe, and didn't give him enough chances. But hopefully he'll get back and get his opportunities here in the next couple of weeks and get going.
How much do you focus on the film from this last game, and how valuable can it be?
Yeah, I mean, we focus a lot on it. You know, it's a little bit different schedule for us because we're out of school today. So normally when we're at this meeting, we've already had our video with our players and our meetings and everything. But we got back late, really late. You know, plane issue late, like 6:30 a.m. late. You know, they should have moved my TV show back, I think, but they didn't. So, you know, so we haven't watched it with our players yet. Normally I've already done that, and we practice on Sunday night, but we'll come back this afternoon at 5 o'clock and have a team meeting, and then special teams, and then watch it with the positions. And then we'll go out on the field and get a little bit of work in, get the legs back, get the soreness out, start our normal week on Tuesday.
How do you find a balance between wanting to review what happened and not hurting confidence moving forward?
Yeah, you know, I've always believed the way you have confidence, play well. You know, do things right. Go ahead. So we're gonna like face it, and we're gonna watch the video. We're gonna show what we did well, what we didn't do well. I think the biggest thing for an athlete is to be able to look in the mirror when I didn't do what I'm supposed to do, or I didn't display courage like I'm supposed to display courage, and I can look myself in the mirror and admit it. Then I have the ability to overcome it. So we're gonna, you know, they have to be their first worst critic. That's what I always tell them. As a player, you've got to be your worst critic. You got to go in and see the video and understand what you did, what you didn't do, and be hard on yourself. And then the coach probably will be too. He's just following in line with the player.
Bob, you kind of just answered it, but this is the kind of game that can shake confidence or spirit of a team. Is that something that will take some time to figure out whether it's a concern for this group?
Actually, I'm not concerned about that, you know, because of the way they were on the sideline and the way they kept playing and competing, and the fact that we had some success at the end. You know, I'm not concerned about that. I didn't see it in the locker room after the game. I think what we need to see is, you know, how we can improve and do better and be more consistent. You know, it was truly a team loss. You know, we gave up things on defense, we did things on offense that didn't help us win, and we gave up things in special teams. So it's like, you know, they see that we have to do it together, and I think they'll see that on how, you know, much closer they really actually were than the score, because, you know, we gave them points in all three phases.
Can you give us just a little on Indiana State? Obviously, we know virtually nothing about them.
Yeah, you know, I watched a video. They do a really good job of coaching. Their defense is very well coached. It's a good game for us in the fact that they're going to run a lot of different pressures and bring guys, and you know, they don't just sit there and play base defense. So that's good. That'll help us get better. Help our quarterback to handle all that. Offensively, they went to kind of a zone read. They got a quarterback that's tall and can run. They didn't throw the ball a lot, but he threw it pretty well when he did throw the ball. So I think it'll be a good game for us. But I was impressed with how well they were coached.
Who needs to step into Grenard's position? Who do you see there?
Yeah, I mean, we got to do it with a lot of guys, but you know, Peterson really needs to step up and do a good job. He's very, very talented. You know, I don't think we've touched his talent yet as far as his production. You know, you're talking about a big guy that's 250 that can run 4.5 40. And is extremely strong, so we've got to get him more time, and he's got to produce and get it going. You know, Derek Dorsey came in the second half and played some defensive end for us to the tight end side. He did a good job. He you know, was really good against the run and used his hands well, and you know, he really helped us in the second half get through not having Jonathan out there.
You, on defense, Brian has played a lot of 4-3, coached a lot of 4-3 in the past, but it seemed like he played more 4-2-5 with the nickel in there. You got to see your defense for the first time. Were there positives that you took away, and what do you want to see going?
Yeah, a lot of positives. You know, like I said, we ran to the ball well, we blitzed well, and we had the line movement, so the things that we were supposed to do with it. And we got to eliminate the big play. That's the biggest deal. And really, when you talk about a 4-3 defense, you know, the 4-3 also means nickel, you know. So what you have is you have two linebackers who are going to play all the time, and then the other linebacker you put like a nickel Sam or nickel Will, so that's, you know, interchangeable on the calls. The defense doesn't change just because they have three wide receivers out there. That's really what nickel comes to play, is because they're playing with 3 or 4 wide receivers. So and most of the country's doing that nowadays. You know, I think our study from last year was 82% of the plays were what we call 11 personnel, which is 3 wide receivers in the game against us a year ago. So that's a very high percentage. It used to be like maybe 40% a long time ago.
Did you see, just a little thing, you mentioned the kickoff, you didn't like the direction of the kick. Blanton has done what you kickoffs usually for you. What was the reason for that change?
Yeah, he did a great job in camp. You know, he was kicking the ball. Evan was kicking the ball really well, getting a good hang time. You know, Blanton did come in and had one good kick for us, as long as they didn't return it. That was the good thing about it, because it was kicked to the wrong side of the field, and if they would have returned it, we'd have had some issues. So we have to improve on all of that. But you know, the other thing I really felt with Blanton last year is, at the end of the year, if you remember, we didn't kick the ball really well into the end zone, and did he wear out and wear down? So we're trying to really work Evan into being our kickoff guy, and he just has to carry it from practice to game, because he can do it. He's got the timing, he's got the leg, he has the hang time and the direction we need. Sometimes when you're inexperienced, it's just getting in that first game and doing it.
Just to clarify, you do know Trey Smith's status for this week or no?
No, I never talked anything about Trey Smith.
Okay.
You addressed it after the game about the illegal procedure penalties. Is that anything that will carry over into practice and get additional attention, or do you consider that kind of a closed case?
Illegal procedure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we try not to have any illegal procedures, and those are the penalties that hurt you, the unforced. You know, we had a number of those, you know, that the illegal procedure, and then, you know, the two unsportsmanlike. You know, Kamari spins the ball after scoring, and Mickey, you know, we could have got a 15-yarder going that way, because what they did to him, you know, is upsetting, obviously, but we have to keep your poise and let it not be offsetting, just let it be against them, you know. So those are the things we have to get corrected too.
You mentioned Kamari, you know, he had to be a bright spot in that game for you.
Yeah, Kamari's going to be a really, really good player for us, but his production and 2 touchdowns and the way he can run and catch. Mickey made some plays. I think he had 3 catches for us and some good blocks. You know, I really do believe that one of our things on offense we're going to do well is our 2 tight end package.
You mentioned the stadium. I know you've talked about it before, but from the time that they broke ground till now, how much has the building, the stadium helped? I mean, I know it inconvenienced you guys during the summer, but now it's kind of worth it this weekend.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't really that big of an inconvenience, because they set things up so nice for us. I was shocked, to be honest with you, when they said you're going to go to the suites and the PNC. You know, we came back from the bowl game and everything was moved in, and it was nice. We all had offices in the suites, and we set up meeting rooms. Had to have some drapes hung, but it worked out way better than I could have ever imagined. And then when we moved back over here, you know, people have been working nonstop. You know, the one thing that you have to learn to do is be able to focus and concentrate on what you're doing with loud noise out there. You know, whether it's the drilling and the cement. Yesterday it was, and it was hard yesterday because there was a little bit of lack of sleep. They had this generator outside my office, and it was going the entire day. And I'm not sure if they would have ran it if we'd have won the game. I think it was like, you know, if we lose, run the generator. They got back at me. So.
Can I ask you a rules question on the roughing? Oh, the roughing the passer call on Dorian on that first touchdown.
Yeah.
Did they claim he went after his knees or what?
Yeah, he went low, and he hit him low, and you know, I didn't have any complaint about that. He did hit him low, and you're not supposed to do that. My deal was that he became a runner. He ran outside the pocket, scrambled back inside the pocket. Dorian had no idea he was going to throw the ball, because he just casted it up. But they protected him and called it anyway. So you know, I have no issues protecting quarterback, because I think we got to do everything we can to do that. But you know, sometimes for a defensive player, with the quarterback's running the football, he's no longer a protected player, and that rule is to protect the passer. Yeah. I thought he was no longer a passer, is what I was trying to ask the official really nicely.
Jody said you weren't asking very nicely.
Actually, I like that official. I was pretty good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.